Good morning. This is Rashad Mitchell coming to you live from the YouTube channel as I continue on my part series, the week that was college football history review, the 1983 college football season. This is week 7, moving very fast and furious with this look back at this 83 season of college football. October 15th, 1983 is what it's all about. Week 7. We're gonna start with number 4, West Virginia. They shut out Virginia Tech 13-0 as the Hokies defense that ranked second nationally at the time did all it could to hold West Virginia to its lowest output of the season, forcing fumble at own 1-yard line and later picking off end zone passes. Unfortunately, Virginia Tech had to tangle with equally a strong defense and Mountaineers of West Virginia. Strong defense of the Mountaineers of West Virginia. They turned in 9 sacks, 6 by linebacker Steve Hathaway, held Hokies to 0 for 13 on third down tries. West Virginia quarterback Jeff Hostetler threw for 156 yards and posted a 1-yard touchdown run. Set up by fumble recovered by nose guard Dave Oblak at Virginia Tech 23-yard line. Kicker Paul Woodside kicked 2 field goals for good measure. Hokies quarterback Mark Cox managed 11 for 18, 97 yards passing. Next, we got North Carolina, the number 3 team in the country. They beat North Carolina State 42-14 in front of a state record football crowd of 57,800. Tar Heels and Wolfpack battled to 14-14 halftime tie that featured hard-hitting action. North Carolina blitzed North Carolina State by a score of 20-0 in the second half. As quarterback Scott Stankovich threw for 2 touchdowns, including winning 19-yard scoring pass to wide receiver Mark Smith early in the third quarter. Now, Tar Heels tailback Ethan Horton rushed for 122 yards and 2 touchdowns. Tailback Tyrone Anthony added 130 yards, playing from behind. Wolfpack quarterback Tom Esposito set school records for completions and attempts. Now we got Tennessee against Alabama, where Tennessee beat number 11 Alabama by a score of 41-34. Fleet-footed Tennessee handed Crimson Tide its second straight loss as tailback Johnny Jones raised 66 yards for winning score with 3 minutes left. Volunteers quarterback Alan Cockrell threw for 217 yards of his 292 yards on 3 long touchdowns, connecting with wide receiver Lenny Taylor for 80 yards on Volunteers' first playoff game. Wide receiver Clyde Duncan for a pair of scores, totaling 137 yards. Now, despite early setback, Alabama fought throughout to take a 34-24 lead after bruising a 6-yard touchdown run by fullback Ricky Moore, who had 2 touchdowns, 17 carries, 85 yards. Volunteers next rattled off 17 points without blinking an eye. Tennessee defense ended matters with sack of quarterback Walter Lewis on Bama's last offensive play. Lewis became school's total yards leader with 4,880 yards, 95 yards more than Scott Hunter. Total of 75 points represented most points scored in 66 years of series. Next, we got Illinois versus Ohio State, where Illinois, number 19 team in the country, beat number 6 Ohio State 17-13. With the game on the line, Illinois needed only 37 seconds to score on a 5-play, 83-yard touchdown drive that snapped its 15-game Illini Buckeyes series losing streak. Quarterback Jack Trudeau, who threw for 234 yards on 24-38 passing, 234 yards completed passes of 24 and 22 yards to wide receiver Scott Golden, and ran for 16 yards himself before a final play pitch out to fullback Thomas Brooks, who scampered in from 21 yards out. Drive began after Illinois defense halted Ohio State quarterback Jim Casados 2 yards shy of first down on 4th and 4 bootleg at Illinois 17-yard line. Casados and replaced quarterback Mike Tomczak, who left game with concussion but not before throwing an interception to Illinois safety David Edwards 2 plays after injury causing hit by defensive end Terry Cole. Edwards returned that interception 47 yards for game's opening score. He made clinching interception at game's end. The Buckeyes tailback Keith Byers ran for 168 yards, including a 35-yard touchdown that tied it. Next, we got Oklahoma, the number 15 team in the country, against Oklahoma State, where Oklahoma State lost by 1 point to the number 15 Oklahoma, 21-20. In trouble at 20-3 early in the fourth quarter, the Sooners simply exploded, with Oklahoma wingback Derek Shepard turned short pass into 73-yard touchdown with 9:37 left. Later, it pulled within 20-18. Quarterback Danny Bradley drove Oklahoma 47 yards to 5-yard scoring run by fullback Spencer Tillman, 2-point conversion pass to tailback Earl Johnson. As soon as safety Scott Case then recovered an onside kick, then even surprised coaching staff. So Oklahoma drove to kicker Tim Lasher's 46-yard field goal to get the victory with 1:14 left. Oklahoma had fallen thanks to 7 turnovers and school record 15 penalties, while botched punt led to Cowboys defensive back Ken Montgomery's 14-yard scoring return. Oklahoma State's second touchdown also resulted from Oklahoma boners as Case lost fumble on the punt at own 15-yard line. Sooners went offsides on Polk's missed 25-yard field goal try. Now with new life, Cowboys scored touchdown on tailback Sean Jones' 5-yard run for a 14-3 lead. The Cowboys stretched lead to 17 points despite its dreadful game and offense totals of 5 first downs and 120 yards. Number 1, Nebraska beat Missouri 34-13. Recently, Tigers had played Nebraska tough, but with no match this time for number 1 team. Trailing 20-13, Missouri lost upset bid when opening 2 possessions of second half stalled deep in Huskers territory. On first drive, fullback Eric Drain was halted on 4th and 1 on Nebraska 10-yard line. Missouri soon marched the Huskers 1-yard line before quarterback Marlon Adler lost fumble recovered by Nebraska defensive tackle Mike Keeler. Quarterback Turner Gill marched Nebraska 97 yards to clinching touchdown, scoring on 4-yard pass to wingback Irvin Fryer. Huskers back Mike Rozier added to his nation's leading rushing total with 159 yards and 2 touchdowns, while defense sacked Adler 5 times and twice picked him off. Next, we got Texas, number 2 team in the country, beating Arkansas by a score of 31-3. Razorbacks of Arkansas decided to force Texas to beat them with pass by playing an 8-man defensive front and beat them with pass Texas did. Longhorns wide receiver Brent Duhan caught scoring passes of 54 and 43 yards from quarterback Rob Morshell to help Longhorns stretch 7-3 halftime lead to final blowout score. The Horns even broke big run as tailback Mike Lux 54-yard scoring burst against Arkansas stacked defense with 17-0 advantage in third quarter. Texas had now outscored 5 opponents by 6-3 in third quarters. Third quarters played to date in 1983. Texas tailback Edwin Simmons sprained the knee in first quarter and missed the rest of the season, never to reach stardom expected of him. Next, Brigham Young beat New Mexico 66-21. Brigham Young was ranked number 20 in the country. They beat New Mexico 66-21. Now, game's excitement proved to be whether Cougars could maintain national yards lead over Nebraska, which they did with whack record 777 yards of offense. Quarterback Steve Young picked apart the Lobos, completing 24-30, 340 yards, 4 touchdowns. Young's favorite target was wide receiver Kurt Pillington, who caught 9 passes for 183 yards. Now, who caught all 4 scoring passes. New Mexico quarterback Buddy Furick threw 4 and ran in touchdowns, but could not compete with BYU offense that ripped Lobos' 7th-ranked defense. Backup quarterback Robbie Bosco joined BYU's front, completing 6 for 6, 128 yards and a touchdown. Arizona State beat Southern California 34-14. Arizona State was ranked number 18 in the country. Okay, so Arizona State beat Southern California 34-14. Now, rarely had Trojans been outrun by another team's tailback. Arizona State tailback Darryl Clark ran for 116 yards and added 134 yards more on receptions, including a 80-yard run with short passes that opened the second half and extended lead to 34-0. USC could not muster ground attack as tailbacks Fred Crutcher and Michael Harper managed only 36 yards apiece. Quarterback Todd Hans threw for 346 yards as Devils gained 571 yards amid boos by a home crowd. Trojans scored a pair of second-half touchdowns to make score more respectable. So now we got the last game to talk about, and that's Arizona and Oregon, where Oregon beat Arizona, the number 9 team in the country. This was upset. Arizona, number 9 team in the country, lost to Oregon 19-10. Even though Wildcats entered with Pac-10's leading offense, all four stars defensive backs for Ducks made interceptions of Arizona quarterback Tom Tunnicliffe to lead to second straight series upset. The big moment came on Oregon safety Doug Judge's 91-yard kickoff return that led to the setup tailback Kevin McCall's 1-yard touchdown plunge for a 9-7 halftime lead. Now, Arizona's secondary was flagged for 2 penalties and set up 1-yard scoring run by tailback Todd Land as Ducks went ahead 16-7 in third quarter. Teams that traded field goals 47-yard by Oregon kicker Paul Swag, 50-yard by Wildcats Max Lindias, the kicker. Oregon defensive tackle Daniel Ralph had 12 tackles, 2 sacks, 3 pass deflections, as Arizona was limited to 229 yards offense. Wildcats linebacker Ricky Huntley countered with 19 tackles, fumble recovery, forced fumble, and the 5th interception of the season. So Ricky Huntley had a big game, 19 tackles, forced fumble, and the 5th interception of the season. So that's it for that. Look at week 7. College Football History Review, the 1983 college football season for October 15, 1983, week number 7. Let's look at the AP polls. October 17th, we got Alabama, number 20, number 19, Arizona, Brigham Young, 18, 17, Ohio State, 16, Oklahoma, 15, Maryland, 14, Washington, 13, Arizona State, 12, Iowa, 11, Illinois. In the top 10 round is this: number 10, Michigan, number 9, Southern Methodist, number 8, Miami, 7, Georgia, 6, Florida, 5, Auburn, 4, West Virginia, number 3 was North Carolina, 2, Texas, number 1, Nebraska. So that concludes a look at College Football History Review, the 1983 college football season. Please like, subscribe, and comment on the channel. I'll do a video to Smack 2 tomorrow. Until then, talk to you soon.